Transformers. Alright, so episode 12, part 2 of the Ultimate Doom. Last we left the Transformers, they had brought Cybertron to New Jersey, and it was like right there. And you could just walk over to it. No, they had created this thing and they had drawn Cybertron into Earth. And a spark plug is being brainwashed. They have this chip in his ear, or like here, somewhere around there. And then you've got another glitch. Starscream is Thundercracker. Do you notice it? Did you catch it? Did you see it? Did you watch it? Mind you, I want to remind you again. I always want to remind you every episode. The Netflix version, not fixed. The YouTube version is fixed. So completely different versions. Just letting you know if you want to catch these glitches. The audio disruptors that Soundwave does, they disrupt the chip that they put on the humans, so they need to get more humans in order to, then Megatron tells Starscream, like always, is bitching about, you did this wrong, Megatron, you did that wrong, whatnot. And then Megatron goes, Starscream, this is the last warning I'm giving you. And I believe that every single episode he tells him that it's his last warning. So that's kind of interesting. It's like a parent, like, you better not touch that. You better not eat those cookies. You better. Okay, you better not eat another one. You better not eat another cookie. Okay, you eat 2, but 3, you're in trouble. 4, you okay, don't do 4. Ironhide, butt joke again. Ironhide is on Optimus's caboose. I'm not quite sure what the gay reference to Ironhide is, but I'm pretty sure there is one at this point, because in every single episode there's a butt joke with Ironhide. So then they capture Spike. Laserbeak captures Spike and he's tossing around, like a rag doll. And then the Autobots start shooting at Laserbeak. Mind you, in a previous episode, when Skyfire was holding, who happens to be much bigger, and Laserbeak is like flying all around, Optimus tells him, don't shoot, because you might hit Spike and his dad. But in this situation, where Laserbeak's like all over the place, they're like, okay, we can get him. Like, that's safe. Then how many gadgets do the Autobots have? Oh, I'm going to use them with the tractor beam. Oh, I'm going to, look, I have this thing that helps me find him. And it's like, seriously? Like, do you just make this stuff up so that the story can carry on? Yes, they do. Then they say, we're going to bring out the Dinobots because the Earth is like shaking and there's winds and there's tidal waves and there's all this crazy stuff because Cybertron's like in New Jersey. So they're calling out the Dinobots, and the Dinobots are going to do something about it. And they do. They cut up some wood and they make some holes and they save some wave, and yeah, okay. But Grimlock, before that, Grimlock says, they tell him, hey, you gotta go save the planet. And Grimlock's like, I don't care about this stupid planet. Grimlock, didn't you try to kill Optimus in the last episode? In the last before last episode? So don't you owe him one? Can't you not be an asshole? And you'll notice that Grimlock kind of is like a dumb asshole. And there's Skyfire, and there's freedom again. If you have seen my previous episode, you know that when Skyfire dies, they say he will remain alive as long as there's freedom. So for a while there wasn't freedom because Skyfire wasn't there, but of course, since then the volcano in their base erupts, so that's when Skyfire's like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of here. So not sure about you, but if you're getting blasted out of a volcano, I think you would die. Especially if you're not especially if you're a robot, but if you're a robot, I would bet to argue that you might die. So don't let the boy find out. Oh, and then there's this part where Optimus is talking to the Autobots, and they're explaining to him, that it's Spike, his dad, who happens to be on the side of the Decepticons. He's in Cybertron, so he hasn't said anything. So he goes, "Don't let the boy know." And then the boy Chip walks by and goes, "Let the boy know what?" It was, okay, your dad's in Cybertron. Like, he doesn't even miss a beat. Like, okay, we'll tell you. I thought that was really like, you know, like, come on, talk to him a little. Like, be like, hey, you know, are you gonna be okay with these news? Let's go take you to a therapist. Do we have a robot therapist, maybe? And then when Cybertron, there's always that whoa, 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 whoa sound. Like every time, like, is that like their favorite radio station? Do they not have music in Cybertron? They only have that one song, whoa, 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 whoa. And then, oh yeah, so then Chip sees his dad and he puts the wrench down, thinking, you know, my dad's gonna see the wrench and he's gonna remember. But he has a metallic thing in his brain that makes him do, you know that. So he's like, oh, and his dad notices him. He's like, you're a traitor! And he pushes the button to call the Decepticons. And that's when the episode ends. Nothing really that exciting in that episode, but just bringing it down for you. And if you want to know about brainwashing, did you know that during the Vietnam War, the military gave the soldiers methamphetamines and weed. So not only did they enslave them in order to have them go to war, they also gave them drugs. And so a lot of the homeless, well, not a lot of the homeless, but some of the homeless people that you see out on the streets, they're people that are on drugs because of the methamphetamines and the weed that was provided to them by the U.S. government during the Vietnam War. So when you see a vet, communicate with them, talk to them, be a friend. You know, I think that a lot of times people tend to look the other way. So this is me in my little soapbox, but vets are people. They help, you know, our country in so many ways, and I think that it's time that we pay attention to them and give them the respect that they deserve. So something to think about. All right, peace.